Insurance. So we did the operations management lesson and little while ago, and so we are moving on to insurance. I hope I have done little about insurance. How important insurance to business is a critical factor. So in today's world, without insurance, of course, you will not be able to do business, viable business. Okay, so actually, this is a part of your A-levels syllabus as well. So I will be touching that part as well, because our DUB-8 Institute instructed us to go by that as well. Okay. Okay. Always for an something to be insurance, risk must attach. There should be a risk. Without a risk, there will no be any insurance. There is no need of an insurance without a risk. Okay. So, so what is there any space available for occurring a damage? Okay. So can that be estimated, the damage, right? And then there's that is known as risk in insurance. Shall we take this down? Okay. The topic is the necessity of insurance for the existence of business. The necessity of insurance for existence of business. Take down. Occurring a damage. Occurring a damage which can be estimated financially. Which can be estimated financially is known as, write this word in different colors, is known as risk in insurance. So there can be various insurances, as you learned, fire insurance, maritime insurance, life insurance, so many insurances are there. Okay, you might have a question. So how can you estimate the value of a life insurance? Life, particularly life. That cannot be estimated. But so by that, we agree on an amount with which we will insure ourselves. We, in case of a death, in case of a damage, in partial damage. So insurance company is liable to pay the damages. Okay. Right. So the next topic is risk. We said that is known as risk in insurance. Next topic is risk. 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 Right. So take this down. Risk can be categorized as insurable risk and non-insurable risk. Risk can be categorized as insurable risk and non-insurable risk. For example, okay, things like this might happen. So a relationship breakup, it causes a damage, mental damage, because what will happen there? So that can also be financially estimated and claim the damages, which is not possible. Okay, which is not possible. So what if that can also be claimed by an insurance company? For example, relationship insurance. So mom and dad and parents and the children, right? And between the lovers, right? So particularly in romantic affairs, so these breakups take place, which is inevitable. If people go for claiming damages for that, so that will be a lucrative business for insurance companies. But so far, not a single insurance company has come up with that idea, because breakups are in abundance. That might be the reason. Okay. So non-insurable risk. So that falls under the non-insurable risk. Okay. So these are the conditions to be a risk. Take down. So under that, conditions to be a risk. Number one, risk can be forecast. Number one, risk can be forecast. Number two, risk that may happen in the future. Risk that may happen in the future can be calculated in terms of money. Can be calculated in terms of money. Your examiner is interested in only 4, right? He always asks, always asks, okay, so write 4 characteristics, 4. For instance, I don't want to waste your time, I will also give 4. Risk should not be certain. What do you mean by that? Next month, a burglary will take place. People will rob my house, so I want an insurance. So that is certain then. Okay? So for certain risks, insurance companies will not pay damages. Okay? So risk should not be certain. Okay? So in other words, that risk is random way. It is random. Okay? You may or may not know. So you may not know exactly whether it will happen or not. So there's a chance. Last one. It should be of no connection. It should be of no connection. It means, take down, it should be of no connection. It means the loss that has happened should not be, the loss that has happened should not be related to any other insured loss. My dear students, so these particular things are there in the study guide grade 12, right? So which have WhatsApp it to you. So turn to page number 148. So that's there. Okay? Of the grade 12 study guide. I have sent it to you WhatsApp, on WhatsApp a little while ago. Okay? So last one, it should not be verifiable. Verifiable. So I want you to take this note, a very handy one. Right, you can beautify this and take this down. I will little go faster because I don't want to dictate every word and the sentence, because which is there. I have sent all you already the study guide. Okay, so it should be verifiable. Right? What do you mean by verifiable? Verifiable, the cause for loss, where it occurred, and time and amount can be analyzed. It should be verifiable. For example, probably you were not born that time, or you were born but you were very small. There was a war in this country. So army personnel engaged in this war. People went to the front in the north and fought with the terrorists. Some army personnel were missing in action. Not a single sign of their death. They were missing in action. Not verifiable. There had been, for the army personnel, it's a miserable story to say, in Sri Lanka, for army personnel, not a single private insurance companies, right, other than state-owned insurance companies, provided life insurance policies for army personnel. So nearly 230,000 army personnel, they didn't have life insurance policies from private companies. Right, only by the state-owned insurance companies, right, national insurance corporations and Sri Lanka Insurance Corporation. They provided insurance policies. Okay, why? What's the reason why private-owned insurance companies didn't provide insurance policies? Because their death is, or their damage to their body is certain, because they were in a war. Okay, so certain. Okay, so they didn't provide insurance policies. The last one, so in that situation where the army personnel missing in action, not verifiable, you cannot give damages, and you cannot claim damages as well. Okay, something to be an insurable risk, right? So take this down. Okay. Okay, something to be an insurable risk. Okay, so the facts I told you earlier, so on top, so in your study guide, you must refer. Okay, so you must refer them and should be fulfilled. Okay, so something to be an insurable risk above said, 5 things should be fulfilled. So nothing else. Okay. Okay. I will give you some examples for insurable risks. Right. Okay. Some examples. Okay. The risk that may be caused by the building catching fire. A building is on fire. Damage. Okay. The risk of motor vehicles accidents. Motor vehicles daily basis meet with an accident. Okay. Damages that happen to money in transit. Money transported from one place to another. Damages. Okay. And the risk of not receiving the money from a debtor. Okay. What do you mean by that? The risk of not receiving the money from a debtor. Okay. The risk of money not receiving from a debtor. So you have given some loans to a customer. Okay. For example, if you buy a house. Okay. So if you buy a house, what happens is you go for a loan. Okay. You go for a loan and you ask for a loan from a bank, and bank gives you a loan. The person who has taken the loan is liable to pay the repay the loan. What if the person who took the loan go mad and so insane and disease? Right, what will happen then? Innocent bank will be in trouble. So for that, banks get a insurance policy from insurance companies, right, claiming that in such situations you should be prepared to repay the loan. Okay. So the given below so I will give you some non-insurable risks as well. Business experiencing loss. Okay, businesses, they are running through some losses. Okay, so every business will not run at a profit. Okay, every business will not run at a profit, and so at the beginning, most probably businesses are at a loss. And also we have seen that businesses at the very beginning earning profits will not exist. Okay, so businesses experiencing loss, you can't claim damages. And the risk from a natural reason. Okay, natural reason. You bought a vehicle, depreciation. It depreciates. Okay, but in Sri Lanka what happens is it appreciates. But so if you buy a vehicle, depreciation, the value you lost. You can't claim damages. Expiration, right? Assets you bought expired. No, you can't. You can't, right? Vaporization. Vaporization. Can you claim damages? A business where we'll say they use a huge amount of acids. By mistake, they had opened the flap of the bottle, so the containers, all the acids vaporized. Right? So can you claim damages? No, that's not possible. So those are non-insurable risks. Right? But so the insurance is very important for the survival of a business. Okay? And I gave you the examples and the examples of insurable interest and non-insurable risks. Okay. So what we do when we get an insurance is we sign an agreement with the insurer and the insured. Who is an insured? You. If you buy an insurance policy from a company, insurance company, you becomes the insured. The company selling insurance becomes the insurer. Insured and insurer. Right. And receiving protection in terms of money when disabled or at death. Okay. So capital for the development of the country is provided since the insurance companies reinvest their funds. The international trade being developed since marine insurance. Right? Investors are motivated to start businesses since the risk of business are covered by the insurance. Right. why this insurance is important to businesses? Those are the reasons. Okay. We'll take down a small note on insurance agreement. The next note is on insurance agreement. Take down insurance agreement. Insurance agreement. Take down. It's a written agreement. It's a written agreement that takes place when an insurance proposal form that takes place when an insurance proposal form presented by the person who intends to obtain an insurance coverage. An insurance coverage, is accepted by an insurance institution. In other words, insurance company, right? Is accepted by an insurance institution. So this is also under insurance agreement. So that is point number one. Point number two. It is a written certificate. It is a written certificate given by an insurance institute. It is a written certificate given by an insurance institute to the insured after an insurance agreement for a life or property has taken place. Right? So insurance policy is a written certificate. Earlier, yeah, it is an agreement, it's a written certificate. Okay, so when you talk about the written certificates, so now in Sri Lanka we have begun an era where we do things online. You may not have hard copy of an insurance policy. Now insurance companies are ready to deliver insurance certificates by way of emails. Okay, agreements will be signed by both digitally. So that that kind of an era will definitely be born very soon. Okay. So people have felt the sense of doing business online is easier, very easy, very fast. The profit is also very high. Okay, people have sensed that now because of this COVID-19. Okay, so every business in Sri Lanka is transforming. Okay, that was a necessity that has to be anyway being done by the people, but the nature did it. So if this particular menace was not there, this wouldn't have definitely be a reality. Okay. Next one. There are two parties related to the insurance agreement. I told you there are two parties. Take this down. There are two parties related to the insurance agreement, right? I know you have this in your hands, but take this down. Number one, the first party, insured. Number two, the second party, insurer, provides the insurance, and insured gets the insurance. Insured. Okay? Okay. So this insurance agreement to be viable or validate or valid, the following has to be there. What is that? The idea of legal obligation. So why do you sign an agreement? Because there is an idea of legal obligation. I want to bind somebody by the law. Legal validation. Number two, insurance offer or proposal. Okay, somebody offers a proposal. Somebody has to then, whenever there is a proposal or an offer, somebody has to accept. Right. Next one is the acceptances. Right. And the legal validity, not only the legal obligation, legal validity. Since you have the legal validity, for example, if you have a life assurance policy, you can keep that at a bank and 95% or 90%, some percentage you can take as a loan. Okay, so that facility is also there. Okay, acceptance legal validity, and so by this agreement, both parties are bound. So you have the ability to have legal obligation by parties. Who are the parties? Both parties, the insurer and the insured both. Okay, right. We did that part. Okay, so we are going a little further now. Okay. So we kept on reading, and so shall we go to the page number 150 of the guide? Right, page number 150. There's a small role play, a small story. There's a statement. So this is a pair of statement, and so number one. Okay, we'll go to the statement number one. Okay, though Shahan's only relative is his elder brother, Shahan cannot insure his elder brother's life. Okay, that's true. One cannot insure someone else's life. That's right. Since Ranjani has concealed her sickness, Ranjani has, we'll say diabetics, concealed her sickness when obtaining the insurance policy, compensation cannot be paid. Of course, yes, she has concealed. What do you mean by concealed? Hidden. Okay. Right. And the next statement. Since Devaka's motor vehicle that had been insured for 15 lakhs has now been damaged for 2 lakhs. 15 lakhs bought for, now 2 lakhs. The damage is 2 lakhs. The compensation that can be paid according to the damage is only 2 lakhs. Okay. Even though Bandula has insured his factory for 10 lakhs, each in 4 companies, he has insured his companies, 4 companies. Okay. The compensation has been destroyed by terrorist acts. Since the damage was caused by a riot, the compensation cannot be paid. Okay. The damage was caused by a riot. If you have not taken the riot protection, you will not be paid the damages. Okay. So these are some scenarios taken by the examiner to explain you what is the importance of insurance, how it behaves. Right. Okay. So take down the next example, and or else you can go to page number 152. Principles of insurance can be listed as follows. Right. So principles of insurance. What are these principles? I have taught you these principles in brief, I can remember. So insurable interest. Okay. And utmost good faith. And indemnity, subrogation, contribution, proximate clause, all those 6 principles I have done in the class. Okay. So we will quickly go by the interest over anything, whereby the existence of it causes economic advantage and the loss of it causes economic disadvantage is known as the insurable interest. Underline that, insurance interest. Underline that with a different color is known as insurance interest. Examiner might ask this. Right. Insurance is, right, what do you call? Insurable interest is, you will have to write the answers in blank spaces. Okay, so he has also given some examples. There are insurable interest over husband's life to wife as well as over wife's life to husband. The legal owner of any property has insurable interest over the property, on motor vehicle, land, etc. A creditor has insurable interest over the debtor's life, which limits the amount of money he has lent. So, revealing all the information related to the insurance agreement by the insurer and the insured morally regarding the object subjected to insurance is known as the utmost good faith. So, likewise, all the principles I have once taught you as well. Hope you can remember. You may recall that. Okay, so I don't want to go back to the old notes again. So those are the principles of insurance. Okay, the next one is okay. Turn to page number 155. Turn to page number 155. Insurance is categorized under two categories. Right? So you might have seen insurance companies, they have the general insurance, life insurance, etc. etc. So what do you mean by life insurance? Life insurance are anyway long term. General insurances, what do you mean by that? That is also you can't say general insurances are short term, but general insurances such as vehicle insurance, burglary, fire, all these are coming under general insurance. So these insurance policies are issued by one company, right? So it may not be the same company all the time. They do, right, both life insurance and general insurance. Okay. Okay. We will discuss about the long-term insurance quickly. Long-term insurance quickly. Long-term insurance. Okay. So life, we assume that it is long-term anyway. We assume life is long-term. Life is long-term. Okay. So, when faced with risks due to the demise, what do you mean by demise? Demise. Death. Yes, somebody died. Okay. Demise or physical hazards of the insured. Insured expires or insured die. Physical hazards. Okay. Physical hazards, providing monetary benefits to the insured or his benefits is done in the life insurance. Okay, so then you provide providing monetary benefits to the insured or his beneficiaries is done in life insurance policy. Is life insurance. Okay, sometimes the beneficiary himself is paid. Sometimes his beneficiaries. Okay, so life insurer himself is paid, sometimes his beneficiaries. He can mention the beneficiary, obviously the spouses. Okay. Right. The aim of life insurance is to protect a certain person against a loss. Okay, so why you provide an insurance policy, life insurance policy, is to protect the person, right? By mere providing financials or money will not protect a person. So, so that will be then money. It is not a money seeking exercise, getting a life insurance policy, because once you are dead and gone, what benefit you get from that? Once you get physical hazards, what are the benefits you get, right? So money can do nothing for you. Okay. So since you have that protection, right? So this life insurance policy is try to protect you. Okay, life insurance is for a certain period of time. Actually, life insurance policies are taken for some period, right? So until you reach the age 55 or sometimes, okay, or more than that. If the insured is the way that the life insurance differ from other insurance can be shown as, right? I will give an example. So the book has also given an example. The risk of life insurance is certain, whereas the risk of the other insurance is uncertain. Simple. Underline that, highlight it. The risk of life insurance is certain, right? Are we violating a life insurance? Are we violating the insurance principles? That's why we are taking life insurance separately and the general insurance separately. Right? Right. Indemnity. So this says indemnity principle is not relevant to the life insurance, whereas this principle is relevant to the other insurances. Right? This principle is, what do you mean by this principle? Indemnity. What do you mean by indemnity? We'll go to the indemnity and see what is indemnity. Okay. Indemnifying. What do you mean by indemnifying? Okay. Go to page number 252, and there's a point called when an insurance property has when an insured property has been damaged, payment of an adequate amount of the compensation to restore the property is known as indemnity. Example. Known as indemnity. Examples. If a motor vehicle worth 40,000 lakhs has been insured for the same amount, and if a damage is 2.5 lakhs take place, the only 2.5 lakhs will be received as compensation, not more than that. Okay, insurance will be paid only for the amount insured. That is indemnifying. You can indemnify only that. Right. Okay, and when a property has been insured, right, so okay, we'll go back to the lesson again. Life insurance. Indemnity. Life insurance is equal to saving, but compensation for both insurances can only be obtained when a loss is occurred. Okay, loss is occurred. Life insurance is equal to a saving. Life insurance is equal to saving. Actually, yes, there is a risk attached. Life insurance is equal to saving. Okay, but compensation for the insurances can only be obtained when there is a loss. When there is a loss. Life insurance policy cannot be transferred, whereas other insurance policies can be transferred. Life insurance policy cannot be transferred. Life insurance policy cannot be transferred, whereas other insurance policy can be transferred. For example, you imagine you have a vehicle. So it has a life vehicle insurance policy. So once it is sold, right, you will not transfer the same insurance policy to him, and whereas you will keep the the vehicle insurance policy with you, right? Or else, so for example, if the ownership changes of the asset, the insurance policy can be transferred. Okay. So, but life insurance policy cannot be transferred. Okay. And we will see, okay, we were also discussing about the general insurance. General insurance. General insurance. Right. General insurance can be categorized as follows. Fire insurance, theft and burglary insurance, right? You can read all that. Liability insurance you might not have heard. So, so we will go by one. Theft and burglary, you understand that. Okay. So, fire insurance, you can understand that. And natural disaster, you can understand that. What do you mean by maritime insurance? Maritime insurance. The losses can be, the losses caused to ships and goods in them while transporting by the sea can be covered by maritime insurance, right? So these insurance are only for the ships, right? So ships transporting goods by sea. Okay, so maritime insurance, that is clear. And so maritime insurance are in two types, hull insurance and cargo insurance. Okay, so examiner has, I can remember once asked this question under MCQs, what are the types of hull, what are the types of, which of the following is a type of maritime insurance, and he has given some insurance, some terms and including hull. Okay. Right. The ability insurance, insuring the ability for the losses caused to other parties is known as liability insurance. Liability insurance, what do you mean by liability insurance? You might have a question. Insuring the liability for the losses caused to other parties is known as liability insurance. We said that, so losses happening to others, we cannot, no. That is about life insurance. Don't mix it up. Because of this insurance, businessmen can get protection against liabilities from other parties for the losses caused by themselves, right? And it says general liability insurance, an insurance coverage obtained by relevant businessmen or owners of the properties for the loss that may unexpectedly occur from properties or from business activities. Right. So there's a little more to go with the insurance, and we will do past papers next. Right. Okay. Product liability insurance. Product liability insurance. As insurance coverage obtained by businessmen for the losses that may occur to consumers by consuming the products that the relevant business sells. Okay. Product liability insurance. An insurance coverage obtained by businessmen for the losses that may occur to customers by consuming the products. Okay, your products are bought by the customers, right? Product liability insurance. So that's nice, no? So you don't have to give after sales services either, right? What you do is product liability insurance is provided, but it costs you a lot. Product liability. Once you sold the product, and if any deficit is observed, and that will be a problem, right? And that will be that damage will be paid to the customer, and customer will have to go to the insurance company and this and that. So actually, normally, some companies, they don't take this loan. They don't take this insurance policy because they are anyway giving a after sales service for a maximum of 6 months, sometimes 1 year, for refrigerators like 5 years. Okay, so we assume that the whole body is protected. No. So only for that unit inside. Okay, so the insurance that employees obtain from employees, right? The insurance that, so next is another insurance term. The insurance that employers obtain from employees, for employees. Employers, they have employees, so many employees. All right. Work under them to pay compensation for wounds, you get injured. Ailments, right, which happen due to the work is known as employer liability insurance. Employer liability insurance. So employer is liable to the any damages caused, any damages happen to the employees. So the employee is liable. So in order to make it easy, right? So employers get this insurance policy, employer liability insurance. Next one, goods in transit insurance. Insurance that is obtained to cover the losses that can occur to goods from the moment they are loaded to transport till they are unloaded intending to transport is known as goods in transit insurance. Okay, goods in transit. Goods in transit, goods sold and it's in transit, it's on the move. If something happens to the goods due to an accident or driving fast or anything can happen. For example, we'll assume egg businessman, right? So eggs are anyway fragile. So might cause some damages. So he has to get this goods in transit insurance if he's a wise businessman. Money in transit insurance. Money can also be transported from one place to another. So then money in transit insurances will be taken. Okay, so that covers the insurance part. Since you have that study guide, I don't want to give you much notes on that. We will touch and see what are the past paper questions given to you so far. Past paper question, January 2018. January 2018. Past paper, January 2018, right? Okay. Some few questions. Question number 1.9. Question number 1.9. MCQs. We will first touch the MCQs. A reason for threat of new entrance is, last week we did. A reason for threat of new entrance is. A reason. Why? Because of the bargaining power of the buyers. Product differentiation, threat of substitute products, bargaining power of suppliers. What's that? A reason for threat of new entrants. New business people come into the market. It's a threat. Why it is? Threat of new entrants. Why is that? So, what is the right answer? Some people say that right answer is, okay, new entrance. Threat of new entrance is a reason why it happens. Is it because of the bargaining power of buyers? People bargain on that. No, that's not the right answer. Answer number 2, product differentiation. So product differentiation. Product has different more ways of making it a one product. Okay. Threat of substitute products. So all these things are right. Porter's 5 forces. So bargaining power is not new entrance, right? Threat of substitutes is not a new entrance. Bargaining power supplies are not new entrance. Answer number 2 is the right answer. Product differentiation. Product differentiation. Okay. Which of the following activities is not included in the planning and controlling. All right, okay, we did that. Okay, and we go to the question number 1.11. We did this Porter's value chain. Okay, a support activity included under the Porter's value chain is, okay, very simple. A support activity. What do you mean by support activities? Can you remember the upper part of Porter's value chain? Infrastructure, human resource, technology, and procurement. Okay. A support activity included under the Porter's value chain is very simple. Not the outbound logistics, not marketing, not inbound logistics, but procurement. Procurement is the right answer. Right. We'll go to question number 1.7. Which of the following is a fundamental feature of insurance agreement? Right. So we've just discussed. Which of the following is a fundamental feature of an insurance agreement? A valid contract, insurable interest, utmost good faith, all of the above. I have told you. So when the answer is all of the above, most of the time that answer is right. Okay? But anyway, in either forms, the answer is all of the above. Question number 1.18 is a dimension of quality for manufactured products. Is a dimension of quality for manufactured products. It's a dimension of quality for manufactured products. What's that? Right? Is it dimension of quality for manufactured products? Performance or courtesy? Performance or courtesy? What's the right answer? Apparently, yes, you know the answer. Okay? A dimension of quality of manufactured products. Is it performance or quality, courtesy? Performance is more important. Okay? Right. So we are going to the part B, section B. Question number 2. Question number 2. A. Question number 2A. Question number 2A. State 4 differences between the private limited companies and public limited companies. 2 differences. State 4 differences. Right? I have taught you this. So, private limited companies, these are the differences. Okay? Number of shareholders are minimum 1, maximum 50. Number of shareholders, minimum 1, maximum 50. Right. Public limited companies, number of shareholders, minimum 1, maximum unlimited. Share issue, not permitted to issue shares or any other securities to the public by public limited companies. Sorry, by private limited companies. But public limited companies permitted to issue shares or any other securities to the public. And next dimension is number of directors. Private limited companies, minimum 1 directors, maximum not mentioned. But the public limited companies, minimum 2, maximum not mentioned in the act. Okay. So transferability of shares in private limited companies is restricted. Public limited companies no restrictions in shares transferability. So I've told you 4, but there are some more. Okay, company name, right? Annual reports, etc., etc. There are so many other things. Okay, there are about 6, but your examiner wants only 4. Right. Next question. 2A1. State 4 reasons for importance of effective communication of the companies. Effective communication. Okay. State 4 reasons. State 4 reasons for importance of effective communication for companies. Right. Take down 4 reasons. You get 4 marks. To provide a link between traders. To provide a link between traders. Number 2, to exchange ideas between business partners. Four, to maintain employer/employee relationships. Four, to promote sales. To promote sales. And also to know the legal obligations. You can go ahead with few. Right. 2B2. State 2 internal communication tools used by a business organization for the day-to-day purposes and operations. Okay. State 2 internal communication tools. 2 internal communication tools. What are those? Used by a business organization for the day-to-day 2 internal communication tools. Okay. So internal communication tools, 2 internal communication tools are simple. Telephone, telex, fax, letters, email, anything. Right. So with that, you will get 10 marks. Simple, right? Very simple questions. Okay. Okay. We did a little bit of inventory management and services as well. Question number 3. We'll go to question number 3. A. State 4 characteristics of services. State 4 characteristics of services. We'll get 4 marks. State 4 characteristics of services. State 4 characteristics of services. Okay. State 4 characteristics of services. Okay, services are? Yes, can anybody tell? What are the characteristics of 4 characteristics of services? Services are intangible. Yes. Okay. So We have done that. Services, products and services. Services are intangible. What else? Right. So these are the right. For that, 4 characteristics of services. Services are anyway intangible, right? Take down. Services are intangible. The service quality might vary. The service quality might vary depending on the person who provides it. Number 2, depending on the person who provides it. Okay. So, number 1, intangible. Service is intangible, right? In the service, right? In the service, okay, this, the recipient of the service can express the feedback then and there. So the number 4, service provider will use his or her knowledge and the potential, and skills to provide a better service. So how it is different from a product is, product once done, it is the same. Right? Product once done, it is the same. Once it is delivered, you cannot change. Okay, so you can get a feedback from the service getter, recipient. So then and there. Okay, question number 2. Explain the importance of inventory management for an organization. Why inventory is important to an organization? Okay? Why it is important? Inventory management. You can write. I have given a note on that. Okay? So, in order to minimize the cost, number 1. In order to minimize the cost involved in handling inventory, number 1. Explain, now you can give. So I have given a very clear explanation on that. So why don't you go to inventory management? That is the exact answer. Right, we will take the paper then. This paper. July 2019. Paper July 2019. We will go from the beginning. Of the following, an advantage of a sole proprietor is, of the following, an advantage of a sole proprietor is unlimited liability, difficulty in raising funds, easy to start, or more legal requirements. Advantage. Number 3, easy to start. And question number 1.3. Which of the following is an example for a human need? Human need. Bread, shirts, biscuits, safety. So bread, shirts, biscuits are wants. Safety is a need. Which of the following is not a characteristic of a service? Right, I told you. Characteristics of service. It's tangible. Right? Okay, so I told you it's tangible. Its output is variable. I told you, by person to person, the quality might be different. Its output is variable. Which of the following is not a characteristic? It's perishable. It's higher customer contact. It has higher customer contact. What is the right answer? It's tangible. Its output is variable. Both are right answers. Not a characteristic. Okay. Perishable. Perishable. What do you mean by perishable? So service is perishable. Perish. It has higher customer contact. The right answer is 3. It's not perishable. Okay. Okay. Which of the following statements is correct regarding a private limited company? Private limited company. We know what private limited companies are. We have done that. Which of the following statement is correct regarding a private limited company? Maximum number of shareholders is 50. Right? Private limited companies. Shares are permitted to be issued to the public. It is wrong. Maximum number of directors are 2. It is also wrong. It is compulsory to publish annual reports. Right, okay. What's the right answer? Right. Private limited companies. Number of shareholders, minimum 1, maximum 50. Though that's not the right answer. So which one of the following statement is correct? Right. Answer number 1 is correct. Right. Maximum number of shareholders is 50. Right. That's right. Okay. Which one of the following is not a dimension of quality for a manufactured product? Dimension of quality. You know, so when we discussed last week, dimension of quality for manufactured products. Okay, so simple. I'll give you a little time to think. Right. Which one of the following is a dimension of quality for manufactured product? Reliability, durability, performance, timeliness. Which one of the following is not a dimension? right? So these are the dimensions of a manufactured products: performance, features, reliability, conformance, durability, serviceability, aesthetics, safety, and other perceptions. Reliability, yes, it's right. Durability, yes, it's right. And performance is right. And last one, timeliness. Timeliness is a dimension of services, right? Okay. Right. Question number 1.16. Question number 1.16. Strengths, opportunities are the internal factors of an organization. Internal factors. So we have done SWOT analysis. SWOT. So in the SWOT analysis, strengths are our internal factor. Weaknesses are internal factor, SWOT. Okay, and opportunities are outside, external factors. Threats are external factors. So the question is, are the internal factors strengths? Right answer is strengths. Right. Form design, idea generation is the first step involved in product design. You know the answer, idea generation. That right answer is idea generation. Right. Bank of Ceylon National Savings Bank is an example for licensed commercial bank. What is that? Bank of Ceylon. Right. The next question is, we'll go to part 2. Right. State 2 qualities of effective management. Question number 2. Right. Question number 2. Before that, there's another question. Explain 4 features of a partnership business. 4 features of a partnership business. Okay. 4 features of a partnership business. Explain, you got to explain then, right? Features of a partnership. So particularly these partnerships are done on an agreement. So features are like, you can talk about the ownership. So how many owners can be there for a partnership? Minimum and maximum that you know. Minimum 2, maximum 20. So and then an agreement, how many marks you get? Only 6. So mere writing the number of four features will not be enough. At least write 1 or 2 sentences. An agreement. An agreement. A partnership should have an oral, written or implied agreement. Business. The partnership should carry on a business. It can be trading business, even a professional service. Profit sharing. The partnership should be based on sharing the earned profits. And mutual agency. Right? One partner becomes an agent of another partner. Right? All that you can explain. So by that you get 6 marks. Right? Effective communication. State 2 qualities. You get 2 marks. 2 qualities State two qualities of effective communication. Qualities of effective communication I have listed down. Accuracy of information, or I said it is not accuracy, it is accuracy. Brevity, brief. Clarity, completeness, politeness, consideration, cost effective, speed. Those are the qualities of effective communication. Okay, and state four features of a good transportation system. Four features of a good transportation system. Yes. What are the four features? What could be the four features of what would be the features of transportation system? Right? Speed. Yeah. Speed, safety, cost effectiveness, sufficient capacity, good standard in the procedures, legal aspect. We've just taken down these notes. Okay. That is question number 2. So by that you get 10 marks. Right, and take out January 2019, the paper January 2019. Okay, so January 2019, hope you have the paper. I'll give you a little time to do the MCQs, 20 MCQs, right? Out of them you can do the first, the second, third, fourth, and sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 17th, 20th. Yes, I'll give you a few minutes to do that. Yeah, so right. So hope you have taken adequate time to do the few questions. Of the following, select the group which consists of input of a system in a business organization. Which consists of input: planning, organizing, controlling, machinery, material, capital, efficiency, effectiveness, productivity, goods and services. What's the right answer? Planning, organizing, controlling, that is coming under transformation. That doesn't come under inputs. Machinery, material and capital. Capital, yes, you put money and start a business. That's the input. So that is coming under inputs. So which of the following is the basis for classification of business organization into private and public organizations? Right. Which of the following is the basis for classification of business organization into private and public organizations? Classification: ownership, nature of production, size, objective. Right. Public can. Which of the following is the basis for classification of business organization into private and public organizations? Basically, it's what's it? Ownership. Ownership, right? Okay, which of the following is an external stakeholder of an organization? External. So we have done the stakeholdership. We did the Mendelow's matrix, and we did task management, or in other words, micro environment and macro environment. We did all that. Okay, micro environment is closer to the business, and internal environment, external environment can be split into two, micro environment and macro environment. So closer to the business is the micro environment. Okay, so which of the following is an external stakeholder of an organization? External stakeholder of an organization. Okay, employees, managers, suppliers, directors. Simple, suppliers. But supply is under the micro environment, task environment. An insurance policy to which the indemnity principle of insurance will not apply is, indemnity is not apply is, what's that? Simple, life insurance. Indemnity clause is not applied. Okay, life insurance. Why is that? People ask questions. Why? You can have any number of life insurance policies and claim any number of damages caused. Okay, is that right? But fire insurance, marine insurance, and motor insurance, no, that's not possible. Because life insurance is a kind of sometimes an investment. You are getting a benefit. Life insurance. A supply chain begins with question number 6. Of the following, an element of the communication process is, of the following, an element of the communication process, an element. So normally I told you, MCQ questions, if there's an answer called all of the above, 99% all of the above answer is the right answer. So here it applies the same thing, right? All of the above is the right answer. Okay. So I think examiner does not know this. Okay. If he knows this, he will not put questions like this. All of the above. Yeah. So do a research on that and see on the past papers, all the past papers, all of the above is the right answer. Because when he is preparing this paper, he is a positive guy. If he is a negative guy, none of the above is the right answer. So that's examination psychology, right? Okay. Which of the following is not a feature of business organization? It has a formal structure and system. It has a group of people who comes together to achieve a common goal. It has a culture followed by an organizational values, and it produces goods only. Which of the following is not a feature of answer number 4. So business organization may not only produce manufacture goods, produces goods only. Because example, and organizations like banks, they are service providing organizations, not products manufacturing. Okay. Which of the following is not correct with regard to the provisions of 1890 Partnership Ordinance? We'll go to the 1890 Partnership Ordinance. Okay. According to the 1980 Partnership Ordinance, it says the Partnership Act number 1980. Yeah, it says according to this act, a partnership is the relation that subsists between persons carrying on a business with a common view of profit. A partnership could have a maximum of 20 partners. However, qualified and practicing accountants and solicitors and the business members of the recognized stocks exchange partnerships can have more than 20 partners. So it's some sort of an exception. Okay. Partners are entitled to an interest on the capital contributed. Salaries are not paid for partners, right? All partners have the right to be involved in the business. Profit and losses are to be shared equally among the partners. What is the right answer? What is the right answer? Partners are entitled for an interest on the above on the capital contributed. Partners put capital to the business and they start up a business. Okay. Right. Which one is not correct? What is the right answer? All the partners have the right. That's not the answer. Profit and losses, that's not the answer. Salaries are not paid for partners. Right? That's also right. Okay. So the right answer is number 1. Partners are entitled for an interest on the capital contributed. No. So partnership 1980 partnership agreement does not say that. Okay. Right. And which one of the following is not a barrier to new entrants to the industry? Okay, so that is something new. Which one of the following is not a barrier to do new entrants to the industry? New business people come into the industry. Economies of scale. I told you what is economies of scale. And product differentiation. That's not the answer. Not a barrier. Vision and mission of the organization. Which one of the following is not a barrier to new entrant? Capital requirement. Right. What's the right answer? What's the right answer? You can go to the note I gave you. Right. So this is some of the possible barriers to new entry are possible barriers, economies of scale, product differentiation, capital requirement. All 3 are not the right answer. What's the remaining answer? Vision and mission of the organization. Right. That's the right answer. Okay. Question number 10. Which one of the following considered as an inventory control system? See, we did a note on that and we learned 4 types of inventory control systems. And which of the following is considered as an inventory control system? ABC classification system, continuous inventory system. I told you again, right, competing with the knowledge, the examiner's mindset. All of the above is the right answer. And for a periodic inventory system, so right answer is all of the above. Okay, it may not be always the same, but so far, all of the above is the right answer. Stupid questions. Right? Okay. Which of the following is an advantage? Sorry. Question number 1.17. Right. 1.17. Insurance trading is an auxiliary service of the business. Insurance is an auxiliary service. Okay. And we'll go to the second part of the paper. So nearly 90% of the paper we have done in MCQs. Pest. Okay. So go to question number 2A. Explain pest analysis. Explain pest analysis. Explain the pest analysis with two examples. Two examples for each variable. Right? Explain pest analysis. Pest stands for political and legal, political or legal, economic, social, cultural, technological, pest. Okay, so what are the variables? Okay, so variables are, you get 6 marks. Explain with two examples. Explain the pest analysis. So pest analysis is political / legal, economic, socio-cultural and social, cultural and technological. So these are the variables of political: form of government, political ideology, tax laws, stability of government and strength of opposition groups, trade regulations, foreign policies, legal system, etc. Economic development, per capita income of the country, GDP trends, unemployment levels, right, nature of competition, right? When you do a pest analysis, so economic conditions are that, in economic variables in the sense, when you change that, you can compete. Social cultural, customs, norms, values, language, life expectations, attitude towards foreigners, right? Human rights, lifestyle, environmentalism, etc. Technologies. Technological. So transportation network, skill level of workforce, internet availability, new energy resources, and patent trademark protection, natural resource availability, and finally telecommunication infrastructure. Okay, so these are the variables of pest analysis, and you will have to take two and explain. Two examples, each variable. 4 variables are there. So take 2 variables and explain. Okay. So state 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages of a private limited company. 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages of a private limited company. Right. Advantages. Take down. Advantages of a private limited company. Limited liability. Right? Limited liability is an advantage. Hence, it can attract more capital compared to the partnerships. Another advantage, large scale operations will bring economies of scale. Number 3, rights to certain tax exemptions. Transferability of shares is restricted, hence can keep the ownership within the family or the limited group of people. Disadvantages. Number 1, need to undergo certain legal procedures to establish the company. So yes, we need to undergo some litigation, documentation, etc. More complicated than a partnership, private limited company, forming a private limited company. So cannot issue shares to the public. Private limited companies cannot issue shares to the public through stock exchange. Hence the capital is limited compared to a public limited company. Limited capital it has. The last advantage, shareholders can't easily transfer their shares when they are in need of cash. Shareholders, they can't transfer their cash when they are in need of cash. Right, so that's it for the day. And so some bigger parts of the past papers you can do. And your syllabus is also changed now. And the institute says that your syllabus would be, or it is subject to change, 90% more than so earlier is parallel to the grade 12 A-level syllabus. So we are going with that, and we anticipate questions will be the same as A-levels, and so that's something additional, some additional news. And your study guide is being printed. Once this process is, this era is over, you will get a study pack as well. But we are going by the syllabus given by the institute, and hope you will do past paper questions as well. It will support you to write the right answers at the examination. Okay, I wish you all the very best. Keep going. Thank you.